What is happening, Gothamites, Bat fans, and Kwing peeps? How you guys doing? So, tonight, little confusion. A lot of you guys are like, wait a second, I thought Robert Pattinson is Batman. He is, in the movies. But what DC is doing, very soon, they are going to start their little cog of killing Bruce Wayne, Diana, Wonder Woman, Diana, and Clark Kent, Superman. Now, a little birdie told me that, some things are going to be changing. So, Batman and Catwoman are going to be getting married very, very soon. Either at the end of December or sometime in January. There's going to be a little bit of a time skip involved with mending the Bat family. Dick Grayson is going to stop being whoever he is, Chris O'Donnell, and become Nightwing again. And everything is going to go great until at the end of the year when there is another crisis and the Trinity are gone. And then DC becomes super woke. Well, I mean, they already kind of are, but they're not as bad as Marvel, but they're getting there because it's just Dan Dido steering the DC ship right into an iceberg. So, what is going to happen with all this? Well, unfortunately, whenever DC likes to shake the foundations of their company, things don't go too well for them. The New 52, in all sense and purposes, was a bust. In fact, they were never quite able to bring back all the customers they lost. They did kind of with DC Rebirth, but not really. In fact, DC Rebirth, they were starting to get, some old-time fans back, but, it didn't really pan out too well. And then they decided, hey, Zelda, you're gonna end up going to the basement, honey. Because you did hit me in the face with the microphone. That's not cool. Come here. Oh, whenever I do my podcast, you are always going around and causing trouble, aren't you? All right. Oh, where was I? I was talking about something, and then I had a cat attack, literally. Lay down. Yeah. Okay. So, DC Rebirth never really fixed things. It started to mend some of the wounds that, had happened with the New 52. And it's not that the New 52 was all bad. I mean, if the New 52 would have continued where Flashpoint left off, but they decided, hey, if Barry went back in time and did all this other stuff, then that means this is a brand spanking new world. So let's just change everybody's origins. Let's make Superman a jerk. Let's make Wonder Woman different. Let's make Batman different. Let's give him a whole new origin, aside from, the basics. Parents are killed by crime and all this other stuff. Let's change Batman Year 1, Batman Year 2. Let's get rid of the Long Halloween, Dark Victory. All that stuff people liked, gone. Just no longer canon. Okay. Hang on one sec. Come here, furry friend. Let's go. Let's go. This is why we can't have nice things. Oh, gosh. Somebody want to help me out? Where was I? Anyone? I had a cat, literally pestering me in my train of thought. We were talking about DC Rebirth. This is why scripted is always better than live, because talking about New 52. Okay, thank you. So the New 52 wasn't all bad. It just kind of did a clean slate of everything, that the fans loved. And eventually they backpedaled and they gave us DC Rebirth. And DC Rebirth was a accumulation of all things pre-52 and all things New 52 and kind of meshed together in a pot of maybe it's continuity, maybe it's not. And that was all thanks to bringing the Titans book back with Nightwing as the leader, Wally West coming back into the picture, and then they decided to do kind of a soft reboot again, and they made Wally West a bad guy, and now he has his own book or something with the whole Heroes in Crisis thing, and it was just a big mess. And then eventually they turned Nightwing into Chris O'Donnell as Rick Grayson. And that's been a big headache. So if you've been following along with the Bat books right now, Batman and Catwoman are coming back to Gotham. Alfred is dead, supposedly. He may continue to be dead, or who knows? I I haven't really had an interest in picking up the books other than whatever they're sending to, press people to read about, hey, this is what's going on, and things like that. It's like, not super interested after what happened to poor old Al. But Bane has control of Gotham, or at least will until the end of, I want to say December. And then everything is going to change for a while. And it's going to be good, because you have a really great Batman writer who's coming on, James Tyon. And he's going to do some fun things with Batman and tell the stories he wants. And then he's going to have to get rid of Batman, either at the end of 2020 or at the start of 2021 with DC's next big crisis. Now, a lot of, we'll say, not really journalists, but we'll call them woke lists, or I don't know, I can't come up with a good name for them. They are super excited about the new identity of Batman and the new nationality of Batman. Personally, I'm more interested in who the character of Batman is going to be, because there's a lot of names that are going around in a hat, but one name seems to be consistent, and that is Luke Fox. Now, a lot of you are probably like, so is Luke Fox going to become Bruce Wayne? No. Batman only works, from an origin standpoint, is when he comes from old money. And, that old-timey Puritan stuff. So, he came on the Mayflower, his family, the Waynes have been there forever, blah, 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 blah. That part of Batman needs to stay that he was, of European nationality, or whatever. That works. So, old money. Whoever becomes Batman after that, it always works for a while. Whether it was Jean-Paul Valley, or Dick Grayson, or... Well, no, Commissioner Gordon didn't really work. But don't get me started on that, that was weird. So we don't know how it's going to happen, but... After Dick Grayson comes back as Nightwing during this whole crisis thing, which hasn't happened yet, but it will, because, DC and crises go hand in hand, right? I don't know what type of event it's going to be to wipe out Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, but it's gotta be something big, like Infinite Crisis big. Or maybe they get wiped out by Dr. Manhattan in the whole Doomsday thing. I don't know. I have no idea. But after the dust settles, DC is saying that a person of color will be the Batman. And this is not a rumor. This is... As far as I know, this is still planned, and Dan Dido never changes his mind. Ever. When it came to killing off Nightwing, he still got rid of Nightwing, and he made him a super spy. So, I mean, Dido never changes his mind. Ever. It's one of the things I don't like about the guy, is he doesn't play well with others. It's his way or the highway. And what he wants to do, he's like, well, when they did the all-new Marvel thing, it worked, and they got new readers. No, they didn't. Their sales suffered more than any other of their crazy stunts. But he's going to do it anyway, because most of the people at DC right now are ex-Marvel people. Yes, that is a big nani. So, if you've been following along with Luke Fox's adventures, he's currently in the Batwoman / Detective Comics books, and he is working alongside a new Azrael, who's basically Jean Paul, except, I think he goes by, like, Saint something. I don't know. And Batwoman, and they're all doing their books together, and Luke's been getting some character development. He's basically Iron Man Batman, so if he takes over, if that's true, then expect to see a hybrid of Iron Man and Batman books together. Which I know, it sounds like bad fan fiction, but Luke is a really cool character. And I like the fact that he's kind of like an Iron Man Batman, but he doesn't really... He's basically like Tim Drake, I guess you would say. But he's not a detective. And, I kind of ragged on Grayson when he was under the mask as Batman. Because one of Grayson's... not really strong suits that were written into the books by Grant Morrison is Dick Grayson was not really a detective at all. Dick Grayson, he was smart, but he wasn't like Bruce Wayne intelligent. Luke is like a technical marvel like Iron Man, but he's not a detective. So it's going to be interesting to see how they implement this, but I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know if it's going to be temporary. The only way it'll be temporary is if it, like, completely blows up in DC's face. I do know the name of the new DC Comics like series though. It sounds like a smartphone. It's called DC 5G, which supposedly stands for fifth generation. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Still, to me, it sounds like an Android or like some type of like smart device. Maybe that's the crowd they're trying to entice to read their comics. But I just see this going horribly, horribly wrong. And it wouldn't be Luke's fault, it's DC's fault. Because there hasn't even been a successful Batwing book anymore. Like, Luke is kind of like a side character, unfortunately. Now, as for the Wonder Woman stuff, you're going to love this. And we'll get back to talking about Luke in a little bit, because I have some ideas about how the whole, you know, Luke Fox Batman thing is going to go, what kind of things we can expect. But I kind of want to talk about the whole Wonder Woman thing. And no, it's not uncommon for DC to go off and kill a bunch of characters even though they have a movie. Just because you have a movie in theaters does not mean that you are exempt from death in comics, okay? Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Okay, good. So, again, just because your character is making all kinds of box office money, it doesn't mean that DC's not going to kill you off in their comic books. So, people are going to probably be pretty upset when they replace a Themyscirian woman with, if I'm hearing this correctly, Cassie, Wonder Girl, will become Wonder Woman. And I never like bringing race into it, but you know how, like, Twitter and NPCs and SJWs, like, they don't like blonde, blue-eyed people right now who are white-skinned? The idea that Wonder Woman, who is the face of basically diversity in DC Comics, is going to be replaced with Cassie, that's going to cause all kinds of problems on Twitter. I'm going to grab my popcorn, because that's going to be insane. Personally, I like Cassie, but I like Cassie from the pre-52. She was more likable. She had a more interesting story. And from what I've seen of Cassie right now, I mean, she's in Bendis's books, and Bendis's books are okay for the Young Justice books. You know what I mean? But I just see this going horribly, horribly wrong. I mean, Wonder Woman is supposed to be immortal, and to my knowledge, this is like the first time that I can really think of that she died, other than that one time in the 90s. But to me, I don't feel like they can kill Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman is such an iconic character. And I know, people say the same thing about Batman and all this other stuff, but hear me out. Wonder Woman is essentially the face of DC right now. Her movie did well, her new movie's coming out. In the DC timeline that they just wrote up recently, she is the first ever superhero in existence. You know what I mean? They've also, over the years, they've changed Diana's nationality a little bit so she looks more Greek. Originally, when she appeared in comics, she looked, you know, very like white bread, basically. And over the years, they've started to make her appear more Greek and things like that. So now they're going to put a very blonde character in Wonder Woman's shoes. I don't like that idea. If this is true, I do not like that. If you are going in the next order of succession, then anyone would know that the next Wonder Woman would be Donna Troy. You know? I mean, that's... Why? What are they doing? It's like they're trying to please everybody, but it's just going to blow up horribly in their face. You know? DC, 5G, Luke Fox as Batman, and everybody's going to be like, whoa, hold up. Why isn't Dick Grayson being Batman? Why isn't Tim Drake being Batman? Well, Tim Drake can't be Batman because he's a duck! That's why! Because he's the Drake! That's why he's too busy being a freaking duck! He's not even a Robin anymore. So, we don't even know if he's going to survive this crisis. I guarantee you, more characters than they're telling us than Bruce Wayne, Superman, and Wonder Woman are going to die or disappear in this. They're going to probably get rid of so many characters. And they're not even telling you who they're going to get rid of. The only people we know that are guaranteed in this new 5G universe are Nightwing, Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, Luke Fox, Batman, Cassie, Wonder Girl. We don't even know what happens to Donna. And Superman is gone. And who's he replaced with? His son. What? What? Dido needs to retire. Dido needs to go away. He needs to go away. Jim Lee needs to come back. Jim Lee, where are you? This is what happens. I told you guys 10 years ago. What did I say? What did I tell you? I told you guys that the moment that Jim Lee leaves DC, DC is dead. And where's Jim Lee? Jim Lee is away from DC's executive branch. He's off making movies. He's doing the DC app thing with Jeff Johns, and he's doing the movies like Wonder Woman and Aquaman 2 and all this other stuff. He has left the creative safety of DC's offices, and Dido is running loose on the Mario Kart track, hitting all those banana peels and kind of looking like nothing bad's gonna happen. It's DC. DC is invulnerable. Not! This is gonna be like watching a car wreck in slow motion, and you're not gonna be able to stop it. You're gonna go into these Bat books coming out in 2020, and you're gonna be like, aw, they finally put Batman and Catwoman together. Yay, Nightwing's back. Ooh, a romance with Nightwing and Batgirl. Okay, I'm down with this. Hey, more character development for Luke Fox. Some cool stuff with Duke. This is great. And all of a sudden, then comes the crisis. And people are going to be like, no. And then it's the New 52 all over again. But here's a little history course for you guys. Did you know, even though Batman was in the box office and kicking butt on television in 1992, he was not Batman in DC Comics books. Nope! The Batman was murdery Jean Paul Valley. Now, in DC's defense, murdery Batman actually did do well, and he stayed that way for about close to 2 years. He appeared in the Justice League books. He did a lot of stuff. A lot of people like to forget about Murder Bat, but, you know, he was around for quite a while. Part of the reason why he stayed around is because the other Bat books were keeping the main Batman books afloat. That's when we got the Nightwing miniseries, and eventually the Nightwing books by Chuck Dixon. That's when we got the Robin books, because Jean was like, I don't need a sidekick, I'm kicking you out. And it was because of Batman the Animated Series that Batman just went into a whole nother level of just everything. You know, people got so upset eventually by the Batman books that they were just like, you know what? My Batman is actually on TV. I don't like this other guy, you know? So the same thing is kind of going to happen right now. And DC has always been like, we don't want to create any confusion, so whatever. But they did the same thing when The Dark Knight was in theaters. Like, Batman was dead, and you had the Dark Knight movie. Do you remember that? Batman was gone. I can't notice your puns right now, guys. I'm going off my mind at the moment. My mind is a scary place. Also, I'm doing horrible at driving the 60s Batmobile. Yep, sorry, student driver. So yeah, in 1992, Batman wasn't around anymore, or Bruce Wayne. In 2008 through 2009, up until about 2011, the Batman in comics was Dick Grayson. And he was Bruce Wayne in the movies. So, I mean, this kind of stuff happens quite a bit. But this is the first time that is going to happen with Wonder Woman. And what's so funny, what I find so funny about NPCs and SJWs in general, is they're championing and they're doing all their stuff for Wonder Woman. They love Wonder Woman. They are going to be hitting the brakes so hard when Cassie, the blonde Wonder Girl, is going to take over as Wonder Woman. They are going to lose their minds. And I'm just going to be sitting here like, you guys don't even like Wonder Woman then. What's the problem with Wonder Woman being Cassie? You know? It's just, it's so amazing. Okay, so Superboy, or Superman, basically. I'm upset about this more than anything because Superman is very, very likable lately because he is my Superman. See, Superman is the Superman from pre-52. he and his family survived Convergence, which was that, basically Hunger Games DC event from 2013, I think. Something like that. And he was basically in the New 52 universe watching all this stuff happen, but he didn't interfere because he was like, well, there's already a Superman running around, and if I jump into the mix, well, things are going to get horribly wrong, or maybe the world will end or something. So he just kind of stayed home on his farm, changed his name, and had his kid. Eventually, the New 52 Superman ended up dying because he got a new power where he became a solar flare or something. And classic Supes, my generation Superman, stepped in with his Lois and his Superboy son, and we had an all-new Superman that was written by Dan Jargon, who's an amazing Superman writer, right? Very cool. 2 years later, in comes Bendis. Okay, so Convergence was 2015. Thank you, Blackwing. Appreciate that. Okay, so in comes Bendis, right? With his Superman run. He nearly gets Superman and Lois divorced. He sends Superman's son halfway across the galaxy and basically ages poor Jonathan by quite a bit. In fact, Jonathan was really cool because he was in a Damian Wayne team-up book called Super Sons, which came out, I want to say a couple years ago. It was a really fun read. If you guys can find those books still at your local comic book shops or on your mobile phone through, one of those comic places, read the Super Sons. They're really fun team-up books. It's essentially like if Batman and Superman were kids, and that's what, Damian and Jonathan are like. Those books eventually did get canceled, unfortunately. But the dynamic between Jonathan and Damian was great. Actually, I don't know if they ever got canceled. They just stopped writing them. Maybe because the characters aged so much or whatever. Damian is now 13, 14 years old. He basically looks like Tim Drake now. Have you guys seen what Damian looks like? He looks like Tim Drake. Maybe that's the reason why they turned Tim Drake into a duck. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you with that. I've still been racking my brain on that for months now. Why is Tim a duck? How is a duck terrifying? Make him a hawk. Make him a raven. Make him something. A duck is not a terrifying bird. It's a duck! Dido, it is a duck, man! It's not scary. It, honks and stuff. But anyway, back to Superboy. So, Superboy has gone through a bunch of crazy changes in Bendis' storyline, and he's much older now, somehow. Yes, Tim Drake is a duck, okay? He is. Go read Young Justice. They honk, they quack, whatever. Maybe I'm thinking of a goose. I don't care. He's not terrifying. It's not. He's a joke. I guarantee you he's going to die. I am 100% certain that in the next crisis, Tim Drake is dead. Because all the 90s characters, except for Cassie as the new Wonder Woman, they're going to die. They're just, Bendis is just, or not Bendis. Yeah, Bendis and Dido. They're like Pinky and the Brain of DC. They're going to kill everybody. And replace everybody. Just, costumes will be vacant or whatever, and they'll just be like, okay, you're Batman now. You're Wonder Woman. You can be whoever you want. Here's a costume. Go for it. People will buy these books. They'll buy them. No, they won't. After the #1 issue, they're not going to buy it. If the Luke Fox books are good, people will be invested into it. But if it's just, hey, we're just going to put whoever we want in the Batman mask because it's a Batman book, it's going to sell, then we're going to see Batman books get canceled. Which has never happened to my knowledge. Actually, nope, I take that back. Batman books almost got canceled during the New 52. They were so close to cancellation. They didn't cancel them, but the New 52 Batman book sales were the lowest of any Batman number in the past 50 years. 50 years, DC. Why? How are you this stupid? So anyway, Superboy. So Superboy, he's aged quite a bit. A lot. I want to say he's 18, 19 now. Probably by the end of 2020, he's going to be the same age as Superman. So 30s, 40s. I don't know what they're doing. They're probably going to make him the same age as Luke Fox. I think Luke Fox in DC Rebirth, or are we still in Rebirth? I don't think we're in Rebirth anymore. What era are we in? They don't even call them DC Rebirth books anymore. I don't even know what this is. So let's just say they make Superman the same age as Luke Fox now, and maybe Cassie is a little bit older. Although Cassie, from what I've seen in the Bendis book, she looks to be like 18, maybe 20. I don't know. So, with Superboy, this is just a rumor, so don't shoot the messenger, okay? With Superboy, besides becoming his dad, whatever, even though they've established who Jonathan likes, because they're trying to appeal to an audience that does not buy their books, and they want to win woke points. This is just a rumor. This is not confirmed yet. The only thing that is confirmed is that what's-his-name is going to be Superman. Is they are going to change the sexuality of Jonathan. Even though he's shown interest in girls, he had a girlfriend in Dan Jargon's books, and things like that, they are going to change him so that they can have Superman be gay. I guarantee it. And this is all Dido's master plan. So you're going to have a different version of Batman, you're going to have a blonde Wonder Woman, and you're going to have a gay Superman. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. This has nothing to do with personal feelings about this. This is just me telling you what is happening. And the reason why they're the reason why they're doing this is so they can sell comics, which they're not going to. Yeah, I know. John is not. At this point in time, he is not. He's had 2 girlfriends, to my knowledge. Even he and Damian discuss things about women in one of the Super Sons books. But it doesn't matter. Like, those writers aren't really involved with DC anymore. So, it is what it is. And yeah, that if you want to go and you do that, then, take a different character. Why do you have to make an established character different? I never understood why they do that. But again, that's not confirmed. The only thing that's confirmed is that the DC Trinity is changing. This is just speculation based on those crazy woke sites saying all this stuff, all this insider knowledge that they have about what color Batman's going to be, what sexuality Superman's going to be after the DC 5G event, and what type of person Wonder Woman will be. And guess what? They are already making fun of Cassie as Wonder Woman. They don't like that idea. They are like, why can't we have this nationality of person be Wonder Woman now? Why does the blonde, blue-eyed Cassie get to be Wonder Woman? That offends us. We're offended by this, so we're gonna complain about this till the cows come home. And it's like, why does it matter? But if people say anything against Luke Fox, or if they change Superman's sexuality, those people are considered racist. Those people are considered, horrible members of society, when they're already doing the same thing by complaining about Cassie being Wonder Woman. I mean, it's like these idiots don't understand that they're hypocrites. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just common sense for me, but, I mean, whatevs. I guess I don't know how the woke train works. I don't know. Ah, I broke that combo. So the reason why I've been playing with this skin tonight is because Luke Fox, basically. The Batman Beyond skin is kind of like a mix between tech and, I don't know, futuristic stuff. So this is kind of how I figure Luke Fox's Batman suit is going to work. Unless I don't know what his costume is going to look like. But if you've seen what Luke Fox looks like in the comics, he has a face shield like Jean-Paul Valley did. Maybe that's so people don't realize that Batman's missing. I mean, this is not going to be what a lot of people don't understand on Twitter when I've been seeing people discuss this for the past couple weeks. And I'm sorry I'm behind on this topic. I tend to get to things very, very late. I'm doing the best I can to keep my my LP channel stabilized at, the 50 or 60, 70,000 views a day that it earns. But since this is not like a Dr. Manhattan's just going to go, boom, okay, this is the world now. Batman was always black, or Wonder Woman was always blonde, blah, 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 blah. This is going to take place where Dick Grayson passes the mantle of Batman to Luke. So in order, what in my mind, I don't know if people would like this, but I think that it would be kind of consistent with how Luke Fox has been Batwing, is if he keeps his face like with the mask on, because as soon as people know that it's someone else that isn't Batman, because I mean Dick Grayson worked because he was still trying to be Bruce Wayne as Batman. Gene Paul, he did a Bruce Wayne voice kind of bad in the 90s, but eventually he was like, screw it, I'm just gonna cover my face so people don't have to, whatever. This is my version of Batman. I personally think a Batsuit like this would be really cool. And unless they do like a clean slate where, that was always the color Batman had or whatever, I don't know how they're going to be like, okay, this is not the same Batman, this is someone else, like for the rogues, and everything's going to just be all jumbled and crazy. So I don't know how they're going to do it. I do think that the Batsuit is going to be very tech savvy. So the things that Luke Fox has on his suit, he has like electric abilities, he's got like explosive bombs, he has like a special type of mist that comes out of his, not his fingers. There's like kind of like the Spider-Man thing. There's something attached like at the wrist, and he shoots it, and it's like this kind of like chemical mist. It can also be used as a corrosive to eat through like solid. What do you call it? Like the steel doors. He's used it a couple times, like when they were running away from monsters or something like that. So, I mean, he's got all kinds of gadgets integrated into the suit like Gene Paul. In my mind, what they're trying to do, it feels like they're bringing back the whole 90s Batman thing, but they're making Batman, like, even more OP. So, he's going to have, like, kind of like a Batman Beyond suit. I don't think that we're going to see Luke running around in Batman's, like, skin-tight spandex, because that's not Luke. Luke is a genius, and he's created, like, a superhuman suit of armor like Iron Man. So, I mean, yeah. Some people are saying, and these people aren't correct because I have confirmed this, that Duke Thomas will become Batman, and it's like, no, he's going to be the Signal after this. A lot of the story that, not Tom King, the guy before him, give me a second, Scott Snyder, like laying the groundwork for the Signal, how Signal and Gotham Girl were going to get married or something, and Bruce Wayne was going to die, and then he was going to take over. A lot of that stuff has been thrown out the window since DC's new executive team is kind of running around the playground. So a lot of the interesting things that Snyder was, implementing, that's kind of gone. Sort of. For the most part. Except in Snyder's books. So we'll probably still see Signal, but I don't know where he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to become the sidekick of Luke Fox. No idea. I know that there's not going to be a Robin in 2020, other than with the Titans. And does Jaybird still have a Robin on him? Or is he like completely got rid of the Bat motif and doing something else? Because Dick Grayson, after his battle with the Court of Owls, which is going on now, he's going to become Nightwing again. And I showed you guys his new costume about 2.5 months ago on my Twitter. You can probably go find it. Basically looks like an Arkham suit meets like the classic Nightwing look. But what really infuriates me about the Dick Grayson new costume is he's not protecting his head. The whole reason he became Chris O'Donnell Robin, like, the past 1.5 years is because he got shot in the face. And he's still not covering up his face. It's like the man thinks, hey, I survived getting shot, so I'm, like, bulletproof now. It's like, no, if you're going to change the Nightwing character a little bit, give the man a cowl. Give the man some protection on his face, because he doesn't have anything. That stupid domino mask isn't going to stop anything. And it's not like he's a metahuman now, so if he gets shot again, that's it. Part of the reason... See, if I was writing Nightwing, the core thing that I would do is, instead of having him be running around like Mr. Amnesia Man, with the man, basically like Daredevil, Chris O'Donnell Daredevil, is I would use the thing that happened to him. He got shot in the head. That would cause some kind of problems. Like, maybe he has a fear of being a vigilante. Use that. Do something with that. And when he comes back as Nightwing, be like, okay, you know what? I am freaking terrified of getting sniped in the face again, dude. So I've got a cowl for a while. So I get used to running around, so I have some type of protection. And don't tell me Batman doesn't get shot in the face, because he gets shot in the face quite a bit. He's got a cowl. You saw him get shot in BVS. Point blank. You know? So don't tell me it doesn't happen. It happens. But with Nightwing, it's like, all the years he's been active, this is the only time he ever got shot in the head? I mean, what? But anyway, his new costume, he has long hair now. Because long hair will stop bullets, apparently. The core thing that's going to be happening with the Nightwing books is they are giving the fans something that they want in 2020, 2021, and that is a possible romance between Batgirl and Nightwing again. The whole Bay thing didn't last. It's not going to last. I don't even know if she's going to be a victim of the Court of Owls or not. Right now, Dick Grayson is Talon, but that's temporary. It doesn't matter. I didn't really need to talk about it because I didn't care. It's like, oh, he's a Talon. Well, he's not really Dick Grayson. He's Rick right now. He doesn't even know who he is. He's just some guy running around. Oh, I got muscle memory. Whoops, some dude threw a punch at me. Now I'm a ninja. What? What? Really? This is the Nightwing books. Okay. All right. Somebody threw something at me. Now I'm going to flip in the air and then throw it back at them and be like, how did I do that? What just happened? Is there something wrong with me? Am I Spider-Man? No, you're Dick Grayson. You're just acting like Chris O'Donnell, doing your laundry kung fu that nobody cares about. Moron. No, I haven't been reading the Nightwing books. I was like, no, I'm not reading this trash. This is trash. This is stupid. There's no repercussions for this. He's just acting like a jerk to everybody. My name's Rick Grayson, and I'm emo. It's like, really? Really, DC? Use what happened to him. That could have been a crutch. That could have been a great storyline. But no. Whenever these characters, something bad happens to them, it's like, we're just going to patch them up. Give them a Band-Aid. They'll be fine. Titans is doing a better job with everything. The Titan show is DC right now. I'm sorry to say this, but there's consequences for being a costume vigilante in the Titans universe. Jason fell off a freaking roof. And for the past episode, he's having a psychotic episode of him continually falling to his death in his mind. He is going through the repercussions of his actions and his, thing with Slade. That is beautiful. They're using that. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but there's consequences. There's problems. There's stakes. There's actual stakes. You don't know who's going to die in Titans. You know what I mean? You don't know. So my guess is, getting back to this whole crisis thing, DC is trying to trick you, okay? They want your money. They want all your monies. They know that Marvel's not doing well with their comics right now, but guess what? DC is having the lowest sales that they've ever had. It's not as bad as Marvel, but it's not good. The Batman books are way below what they normally are, which is around 100 to 200,000 books a month. Last I checked, they were in the 80s. The 80s! Do you know the last time Batman books sold 80,000? It was the 60s! And you're telling me the comic book industry isn't dying? Yeah! Right! Oh my gosh. Non-number ones don't sell. And the only thing that's staying in the top 2, even in our current crappy comic book climate, is Batman. And Batman is so below the numbers. So below. So below. And he's like, if he's doing bad, everyone is doing bad. That's insane. And then I love all these comic pros when they're fighting with people on Twitter. Like, I don't understand why people are why people aren't reading our books. There's like a Reddit that has 500,000 people. Why can't we get them to read our books? 'Cause you put garbage in your books. Nobody likes the content of your books. We want superhero stories, not crap. What are you putting in the book? Crap! That's why they're not selling. It's not rocket science. It's simple. Just make good stories, and people will come. But if you tick off your readership, guess what happens? They leave! Simple! It's not hard! It's not, woe is me, no one's buying my comics. Are you serious? Really? You shouldn't be called comic pros. You're comic zeros! You're morons! It's not hard. Just give the people what they want. Without your readership, you're nothing. Without your fans, you're just some dude who draws comics. There are lots of people that draw comics. I don't think they understand this. They're like, wow, I got a job at DC and Marvel. I'm better than everyone. Hey, why is my book being canceled? I just put in what I wanted to put in. Exactly. There's your answer. You want to know why people on Reddit aren't buying your garbage? Because you put garbage into it. It's not hard. It really isn't. The reason why the Nightwing books are garbage? There's trash in them. Nobody wants to read it. Everybody wanted there to be some type of problem that happened to Nightwing, and there isn't. You see him in the hospital, and you find out, oh, he's been in the hospital 8 months, and now he's running around as someone else. Yeah, nobody wants to read that. And then there's no headaches. There's no, wow, I can't remember certain things because I got shot in the head. It's like, I'm going to be a totally different person even though my memories are back, and I'm just going to stiff my entire family. I probably could have saved Alfred's life, but nope! I'm just doing my own emo thing. Yeah. That's also why I'll never work in comics, because they would tell me, all right, we love your ideas, but we want to put this in, and we want to put this in. I'd be like, take your fist, shove it up your butt, because I'm not doing that. I quit. I am not going to debase myself and dance like a little monkey just to work on a Batman book. No. Yeah, Alfred is dead. Sorry. They killed Alfred. Bane killed Alfred. He gave Alfred a break quite a while ago. Bane warned, don't come to Gotham or you will face the consequences. By consequences, he meant, I'm going to kill your butler right in front of your son's face. Because I'm Bane. I'm edgy. I mean, Alfred wasn't being used that much in the books, but he could have been used. Yeah, Tom King killed Alfred. Tom King killed Alfred. Alfred is officially dead. And here's the thing. Thomas Wayne, as Batman, is running around Gotham right now. Didn't do anything to stop Bane from killing his trusted friend. Now remember, Alfred was a surrogate dad to Bruce Wayne and Tim Drake and Dick Grayson and Damian and all the Robins and the kids, whatever. But Thomas Wayne, Alfred was like his BFF. They were close. They were friends. Thomas trusted Alfred to raise Bruce Wayne in case something ever happened to them. And here he is, just sitting here calmly as Bane breaks Alfred's neck. Does nothing. Doesn't matter if this is Flashpoint Batman. Flashpoint Batman liked his family. He liked his friends. This is Tom King being like, I'm depressed. The world needs to be depressed. There's a lot of horrible things that happen in war. There's horrible things that need to happen in comics. Alfred is dead. Batman can't get married because I'm not married. Or am I married? Or was I married in a past life? I fought in a war. I'm Tom King. I have problems. I write comics. But I win awards for writing comics. Yeah, you win awards from monkeys who give you, like, I don't know, monkey awards. That's all they do. They just, oh, I'm an Eisner winner. It's like, yay! Well, guess what? The Eisner winner standards have dropped significantly compared to the 90s and the 80s when they actually meant something. Ah. Okay. So before I get off on even more of a tangent, let's talk about how they're probably going to replace all the DC people. I have been reading the whole, Doomsday thing. I don't know if they've ever really completed that story. Maybe you guys can help me out because, DC books give me a headache lately. So let's open up the floor a little bit. Little question for you guys. Let's stop the Batmobile. We're just going to calm down. Stop the Batmobile. Okay. Did Dr. Manhattan go to war with the DC Universe yet? Has that happened? Is he still sitting on Mars or the moon, watching everything transpire? Or, yes, Doomsday Clock. They fought him? Did they fight Dr. Manhattan yet? Yes. I'm getting some yeses. It's about to happen. Oh, the heroes tried to jump him and failed. When was this? How many months ago? Because in my mind, the only crisis that could really happen where all these characters end up being killed in 2020 is a battle with Dr. Manhattan. Because Dr. Manhattan is like the ultimate comic book entity. So then I have no idea as how the whole crisis thing could happen then. I mean, I guess they'll make an even bigger bad guy who can kill Bruce Wayne, Diana, and Superman. If I wanted to shock you guys, and here's what I would do. Let me just, yeah, we're gonna get out of the Batmobile real quick. Probably get hit by a car, but who cares? Okay. So if I wanted to shock people, like really, 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 really shock you, okay? How my crisis would start up, and I'm told, okay, you have to kill Bruce Wayne, you have to kill Diana, you have to kill Superman so that we can put in our woke superheroes. And Cassie. Be like, okay, well, what do you... Okay, all right, picture this. The first issue opens up. And in the middle of the issue, all the heroes and Dr. Manhattan are facing off, right? And all of a sudden, in comes Superman. The Superman everybody loves. The Superman that is just super awesome and undefeatable, right? Okay. He's dead. Dr. Manhattan does one thing. Superman is gone. All the heroes of the world witness it happen. Instantly. No coming back. No sensu bean. No respawning. Nothing. Nothing's left. Just Dr. Manhattan just looks at him and poof, gone. That sets the tone for Crisis. Like, all the other issues, boom. That's it. And somehow, his son is going to become Superman. Now, I'm not saying that's how it's going to happen. I'm saying that's how I would do it. I wouldn't kill Batman until the very end of the Crisis. Just because, I don't know, that's what they did in every other Crisis Batman's been in that he, quote, died in. Although technically, no, he did die near the end with Darkseid, didn't he? The Omega Sanctum or whatever. But no, I would kill Superman off at the very beginning, and then in the middle of the arc, I would kill Wonder Woman. There'd be like, okay, I fulfilled my stuff right there. But it would get people talking about, like, there'd be so much outrage. The first issue that drops of this Crisis, Superman is dead. Boom. Huge spread, all the heroes witness it, gone. Nobody can do anything. Everybody just sees how powerless they are against Dr. Manhattan. Yeah. Because, I mean, they're going to kill him anyway. That's how I would do it. I don't know if they would continue to read the books after that, but... Personally, I don't want the heroes dead either because Wonder Woman and Superman and Batman are all becoming more likable than they've ever been. So I don't think it's fair that they're going through this thing where they're like, oh, okay, well, we're going to give people the best year ever in 2020 and then just rip the rug right out from under them. Because we're DC. We can do anything. Because that's what Captain Dido wants. Oh. Alright, so, whoops. Student driver. Alright, now comes the part of the stream where we open up the floor before or after I destroy stuff, and you guys can ask me whatever you want about, you know, DC 5G or Titans or whatever. You can pick my brain. I will talk to you guys for about 20 minutes or so, right up here on my little, whatever you want to call this, wire. I've pretty much said all my piece. I mean, I personally, no issue with Luke Fox becoming Batman. They want to do that, cool. My only issue is if they make Luke Fox Bruce Wayne. That doesn't work. Luke Fox needs to be his own character. He has his own problems. He has his own family, Lucius. If you make him, and since Alfred is gone, you bring in the whole Luke Fox and Lucius thing, boom, you got the Alfred and Bruce Wayne thing all over again, except it's Lucius and Luke. And their interaction is sometimes comedy gold too. But I mean, also, you know, Lucius has more authority than Alfred did over Bruce because Luke is Lucius's son. So I mean, the banter can't be too rough because, I mean, that's literally your dad, dude. You can't, be too savage with your pops. You know what I mean? Okay. So, that's my stance on that. Also, personally not cool if they change Jonathan's sexuality because it's already been established. I think that's cheapening the character, and I think that they're just doing that so that they can say Superman is gay now. Deal with it. Anybody who says they don't like Superman, well, you're mean and you're racist or a bigot or whatever words they like to use to belittle people on Twitter. So that's probably why they're doing that. Like Zoe Quinn is going to be involved with that or something. I don't know. But let's open up the floor. I'm ready for your comments. I got the chat with me. Okay, that's a good question, Jay. What is my stance on... Are you guys okay if I talk spoilers with Titans? People okay with this? Yes, no, maybe so? A little bit? Because I haven't really talked about Titans. This will be spoilery. Okay? Alright, I got permission. Okay. What are my thoughts on Bruce Wayne and Titans? He's okay. I don't dislike him. I feel like they are trying to make him the Adam West Batman a little bit. In the recent episode that he appeared in, he was doing the Batusi and dancing with a bunch of girls like 1960s style, which I don't think we should go into spoilers why Batman is there dancing around. But it was definitely an homage to the 60s and this club that Nightwing is in the episode. So to have the actor doing the Batusi and stuff like that, it was very weird. But we're not going to... We don't... You really need to watch the episode for yourself because it's kind of crazy, Bruce Wayne's role in that episode. I told somebody this on Twitter, and I'm just going to say it right now. The Bruce Wayne in Titans, he feels like a fusion of Val Kilmer and Adam West. Adam West was kind of the fun, happy Uncle Batman type thing. Very wisdom-based, very kind-hearted. And Val Kilmer was the foul-mouthed, rough, kind of crazy guy when needed to be. Very sarcastic and witty. Going by other movies that Val Kilmer's been in to put this personality together. Because, of course, we didn't have foul-mouthed Batman in Batman Forever movie. Even though in real life, Val Kilmer swears like a sailor. He's a very profane guy. So Adam West and Val Kilmer fused together, and that's how you got the Bruce Wayne. Now, my problem with this is, this Bruce Wayne is not intimidating. He's not scary. He's like an angry dad. He's not thrilled with what Dick Grayson did with Jason, like dropping him off a building. He's not cool with Dick Grayson not telling the Titans that Dick did something very bad 5 years ago when he left Gotham. Not just talking about the Tony Zuko thing, talking about something he did as the Titans leader after something happened to Aqualad. And that to me never registered as, okay, this guy could be Batman. Now, Titans Season 1 Batman, he was intimidating. Like, he was terrifying. He was a guy that stood in the shadows, said nothing, but you could feel the dude's presence, and that was Batman. This shadowy guy who was, like, dangerous and terrifying and powerful, unbeatable. I don't see this Bruce Wayne being Titans Batman. He feels like Alfred. He doesn't... He talks too much. That's where I get the Adam West stuff from, too. Adam West was chatty. Val Kilmer knew when to shut up as Batman in his movie. If you watch Batman Forever, he's not talking all the time. Even when Dick Grayson meets Batman in Episode 1 of Titans Season 2, Bruce is very chatty. Very, very chatty. He's talking all the time. Dick Grayson is the one hardly ever saying anything in his meetup with Bruce Wayne. Same thing in this episode. In this episode, Bruce Wayne is talking to Dick constantly. And even though it's a really cool scene and it's great to have this actor playing Bruce, and I think he does a fantastic job, I don't like his Bruce Wayne. He's too talkative. It bothers me. It bothers me so much. You know, I don't... I want to say that I need to see more of this Bruce Wayne, but after this episode, I think I've seen enough to really judge this version of Bruce Wayne, and I don't like him. It doesn't work in this world that they're setting up. It's a nice homage to past Batman actors and ideas, but it doesn't work. It can't be the same guy who we saw in Dick's mind as Batman in the first season. You know? It just... I don't know. I might get some haters from that, but, I mean, this is just my personal thoughts on it. I think the guy was great in what he's been in. I'm not saying that he can't get better. I don't know what his direction is with this character. I mean, it feels like they're just saying, do whatever you want with Bruce Wayne. Now, there is a reason why he's acting the way he is in the episode that we saw. But I don't know. I don't know going forward what's going to happen with that. But let's talk about some other stuff. Do I like Gotham's Joker? Ooh. Are you talking about the kid who played Joker in Gotham's finale? And he's just kind of catatonic for a while, and he came back, and he had a batarang through his hand. I mean, I don't think that he was I want to say I liked his performance. I didn't like his costume. Does that make sense? I liked his performance, but I didn't like his costume. I don't like the idea of bald Joker. I get it. They were trying to do a little bit more realism after he fell in the vat of chemicals, but it didn't work for me. It was kind of like, okay, that's not really... Huh. Okay. Because it kind of felt like, Batman Year One was fighting old age Joker, and it wasn't very... It wasn't very believable for me at that point. Before that point, I thought that Jerome, was it? Or not Jerome. What is it? Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a very believable Joker for me. He felt like a very 80s Joker. Whereas Jeremiah was like more of a comic booky Joker. He laughed a lot. He did all this other stuff. It felt like the guy was playing a full Joker, but in two different roles. Like, we saw one version of the Joker this way, and then the other, in the later part of Gotham. And it was interesting. I did a Batwoman review. Go watch that, Matt. I'm probably not going to talk about the second episode because it was trash. I've heard this third episode was even worse, and it's like, I don't really know if I want to put myself through torture for views, because, I mean, this is my sanity we're talking about. I mean, I could end up strapping on a bat suit and just go around beating up Antifa people in Philadelphia. I mean, that's where this is going to end up happening. I'm going to go insane. So you don't want to put me through torture. You know what I mean? You got to keep me somewhat sane. I mean, YouTube's pushing me to be crazy, but I'm not there yet. I've stared into the abyss, but I haven't fallen in. So I don't know what I'm doing with the Batwoman stuff yet. I watched the second episode. I laughed through most of it because it was so bad. I had tears coming out my eyes. I did a plucky review on my Twitter. I couldn't breathe after watching it because it was horrible. It was so bad. The third episode, I heard they did some stuff with Hush. I have a friend who can't stop texting me about how bad it was, and I'm just like, do I really want to subject myself to it? Is there any good anime I can watch? Can I watch something that's not that bad? Because then it's not good to have all this negativity inside me. I'm not a negative person by trade. I subject myself to horrible things sometimes for like YouTube content, like Batman Bad Blood and other things. I knew that movie was bad going into it. I got into a fight on Twitter with several content creators and DC personalities. Even that, what was that guy's name? The guy who got fired from DC All Access eventually. I can't remember. I don't really care anymore, but gotten a big thing on Twitter, and I called him out on his crap. And that was during the whole review process of Batman Bad Blood anyway. But I was right what I said to him. But, it was funny. Back then, it was... I can't remember the guy's name, and I don't want to, because, I mean, he's nobody. It just doesn't even register in my radar anymore. I'm just kind of like... I got in a fight with somebody, and I don't... So many years have passed now that I just don't care. If I remember his name, I think the feud will continue, and I've kind of moved past that now. I don't really care. It's just kind of funny that I forgot about who the guy's name was. If I look at the chat, I'm probably going to remember it, and then it's going to be your guys' fault. So I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm kind of watching Batman just hanging out in the rain. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with the Batwoman stuff. Personally, I had more fun watching Titans because Titans is a better show. Titans, let me just paint the picture for you why Titans is a better show. Let's talk about Deathstroke real quick. So Deathstroke, he is basically like the 2003 Titans Deathstroke. How many of you guys are big fans of the old school Titan show and the Slade and Robin dynamic? How many of you guys like that? Show of hands. I better see a lot of hands raised. Lot of hands. Okay, that's better. So, in Titans, not only do you get the Dick Grayson and Slade dynamic that you had in the 2003 animated series, but now you get it even more, like, twisted, because Dick Grayson is solely responsible for getting Deathstroke's real-life family involved, and there were consequences because of that. Dick Grayson did something very bad to Deathstroke's family, and Deathstroke and him have been at war for 5 years. That's hardcore. It's not Deathstroke that crossed the line, it's Dick Grayson. That is just... That is awesome. And originally I thought, okay, Deathstroke is just going to be a one-shot villain. He's going to appear in a couple episodes, and then it's going to be Trigon, and then it'll be somebody else, then it'll be Dr. Light. No. Like in Titans, Slade Wilson is this year's big bad. Even when the character is not on screen, this is important, you can feel his presence in Titan's Tower, watching the characters. You don't know what's going to happen. After you watch the episode Aqualad, you are going to be in a constant state of fear and panic and concern for the heroes you are watching walking around in their civilian attire because you have no idea what could happen at any second. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do Deathstroke. Deathstroke is the Terminator. Deathstroke, you don't know when he is going to appear. You don't know if he is watching you. You have no idea. And Titans gets it. The 2003 series, they had to kind of ease off how crazy Slade is, but this show is full gears crazy. You never know what's going to happen. Any character that's introduced can be killed at any time. Slade knows everything about them. He can use psychological warfare against them. He is the villain this year. He's going to be the villain all year unless something crazy happens and they decide, okay, episodes 1 through 10 were about Slade, and now we're going to have Starfire go off to Tamaran or something. So we can start next year's Interplanetary Titans series. Which I hope they don't do that. I hope that they focus all year on Slade and Nightwing and Jason and all the characters that we've seen so far. I want them to really mess around with this. The one thing that I don't like about Titans this year is they're going too far in with Dark Raven. And Dark Raven is her own story arc that's very similar to the Dark Phoenix. It's a little bit different. But Raven does turn evil. And try to kill all her friends, so that's the same as Dark Phoenix. But the reasons why she does it is different than the Dark Phoenix. But it was a thing that in the 80s, it took all the way from 1983 until about 1980, I want to say 88 for it to all come to fruition. So it was a long subplot that was much longer than the Dark Phoenix. They started it before the Dark Phoenix even did it. So you could say that Titans was the originator of the Dark Phoenix, and X-Men was like, okay, let's just do that, and we're going to speed it up. But, you know, it is what it is. I feel in the show that they're leaning too much toward that part of the storyline, and I don't like it. I like Raven's character, don't get me wrong, but the CGI is still laughable. It's not very good when she does her Raven-y stuff. She's starting to look more like the character, but I don't like her. Yeah, whatever. I want to see more of Raven and Rachel, and I want to see less of dark, evil Raven. You know what I mean? I love what they're doing with Starfire this year. Starfire is amazing. Her hair looks great. Her powers are becoming more like Starfire, and they explain something important that they should have in the first season, but they didn't. She is wearing power dampener bracelets because when she left her planet, they put these bracelets on her, which limits her powers. Now, eventually, I have a feeling that her bracelets are going to break. And when that happens, we'll see Starbolts, we'll see flying, we'll see super strength. Well, she still kind of has super strength, but we'll see really super strength. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I really believe that somehow the bracelets are going to break, and Starfire is going to be even more awesome than she is now. This season is for Starfire fans. It's not so much relationship-based between Dick and Starfire, but it's really good. The actress is fantastic as Starfire. She's different. She doesn't have the Starfire speech. She has shown the orange skin on occasion, like they're camouflaged. There are other aliens that are going to be coming in, but that's her earthly appearance, which, you know, that makes sense. I mean, they don't want to do the whole budget on the orange look. She'll probably have her orange skin when they do the whole interplanetary thing, which they're planning. But it'll be a while before that. I'm hoping a long time before that, because this year needs to be about Dick Grayson and his, becoming Nightwing and his final defeat of Slade. Like, Slade needs to be used really heavily this year and then never again, because it would just be so cool for that to happen. And also, I think Slade needs some closure about some things. I really feel that we're going to learn that the whole Jericho incident was very, a misunderstanding between both Slade and Robin, unless I'm completely wrong, and Robin went off the deep end and did something very, 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 very out of character for him, which I believe Bruce Wayne kind of mentioned that Dick had a feature role in what happened to Jericho, but he didn't go out and say something very dark. But, you know, we'll talk about it in a future time. But yeah, I love Titans. Titans great. Titans keeps me on the edge of my seat. When I saw all the things that Deathstroke has been doing behind the scenes when he's not even on screen, I jumped up and down for joy. Like, fanboy so hard, you have no idea. It was so good. Like, I had sweat. When the moment when Dick Grayson is in the church, you know the scene I'm talking about? I had beads of sweat dripping down my face. Because, like, oh my gosh, who is Deathstroke going to kill now? What is going to happen? Get back to the Titans Tower, Nightwing. Go, go, go. Get on your motorcycle. Holy crap. I was just like, whoa. This is how you do writing. This is how you do DC shows. This is amazing. I need a cloth because I'm getting sweat everywhere. That's what it was like for me when I watched that. It was like, whoa. They actually did that? Whoa. 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 How do you feel about because he's Deathstroke? You don't want to mess with Deathstroke in this. Perfect casting for Deathstroke. Okay. I've been getting a lot of questions about this, so let's talk about the Batman casting. Just real quick. Okay. The 2021 casting of the Batman. Do I have an issue with it? No. I don't care. There's a lot of reasons why Zoe is Catwoman. I know that there's some people upset about, changing the race of Catwoman, but it's already happened in television. They did it in the 60s. They brought in Eartha Kitt after Lee Merriweather and Julie Newmar stepped away from the role. They wanted to bring in another popular actress of the day, and Eartha Kitt was the actress. That was more bold move than what they're doing right now. There's a lot of reasons why Zoe's in it, but part of it is she competed against, I believe it was 15 other actresses. One actress who was probably going to win the role was actually someone of Spanish descent. And the reason why she didn't get the role is the chemistry wasn't right between her and Matt Reeves in the final reading. So there was a final reading between Zoe and this, Spanish actress or whatever. Which, personally, I think that actress should come back as Huntress or something, but they've already cast Huntress and... Ugh. Or not. Wait a second. No, they did not. They cast Huntress in the DC universe, or whatever it's called now. Worlds of DC or whatever. They did not cast Huntress in the Matt Reeves universe. The actress who tried out for Catwoman that didn't get it needs to be Helena Brintley. That would be good casting. That would be perfect. I don't know if they'll do it because, they're doing Long Halloween and Dark Victory, and Huntress doesn't really show up. But if they are making a long 10-year Batman universe, bring the actress back who tried out and was the runner-up and have her be Helena Brintley. That would be perfect casting. But anyway, did you guys know that Zoe is actually the stepdaughter of Jason Momoa? So her role in the DC universe... might have to do with Jason. Maybe Matt Reeves is, doing that. But from what I've heard, because I've asked a lot of questions about this, is that she won out of a lot of other actresses who tried out. She was the better pairing between her and Robert. It wasn't just, I'm just going to cast someone of color to be Catwoman. No, she earned it. And people need to be saying that it was based on her merit, not her skin color, that she's Catwoman. As for the Riddler casting, originally I thought it was going to be Jonah somebody, but apparently it's not. It's this other guy. I've never heard of him. I have no issue with him. I've not seen his work. He looks like Riddler. I thought that they were going to make the the very large man the Riddler, which, okay, if you want to do that. I feel like if you did that, though, then there would be this thing between obesity and laziness or something, because Riddler is not very an active villain. He's kind of a guy that hides away and lurks in the shadows. So, as long as you don't give him a bag of chips or something, you won't have, like, an outcry of, are you making fun of my weight? Because you're saying the Riddler is just, like, out of shape and all this other stuff. So, no, you got some thin, lanky guy playing the Riddler. Okay, whatever. Cool, go for it. They haven't cast Alfred yet. I said I would be cool with Alfred being Pierce Brosnan. I think that'd be kind of cool. I would love to see Lucius Fox come back as Morgan Freeman, because no one can play Lucius Fox like Morgan Freeman can, ever. The Commissioner Gordon role, I don't know if it's 100% yet. They're leaning heavily toward Jeffrey, but it's not 100% yet. There's another guy who's also in the running for Commissioner Gordon, but I don't know anything he's been in, so I don't care. Whatever Matt Reeves decides on casting, cool. Alfred will be in the movie, but I don't know who it is. They haven't cast Two-Face yet. They haven't cast the Falcones yet, or the Bertinellis. They haven't cast Firefly yet, who I hear is going to be a woman. But from what Warner Brothers told me a while ago, the final casting stuff is going to start trickling in this month and November, and they're going to start doing filming in the middle of December over in, I think they're going to Europe or something. I'm not really sure. But the other casting stuff that I've heard is that Dick Grayson is going to be introduced in the movie, or he's going to be introduced in the sequel, and he's going to be a kid. And then the Nightwing that they have in the future will be Chris McKay's. They're going to somehow tie it all together. I don't know anything other than that. Like, Two-Face hasn't been cast yet. Zoe got it because of her merit, not her skin color, which I know people were like, oh, she didn't get the role from Dark Knight because she was owed this. It's like, no, you can't have that kind of thinking, because that's really mean to Zoe, because Zoe is a very talented actress. She got it because she was the best actress to try out for it. You need to stop bringing race into this internet, because the only people that are racist are you. You know, it's not a skin club that gets you roles. It's hard work and being a really great actor or actress. That's my personal belief on it. So, no idea what's going on with the Nightwing Chris McKay stuff. Chris McKay is involved with so many other projects right now. The Nightwing thing is on the back burner. Same things that we've heard before. Needs to be a martial artist. Needs to be able to be doing his own stunts. Needs to be good looking. So goodbye, Zac Efron. Well, goodbye, Zac Efron, for do his own stunts, martial artists, and acrobatics. But, yeah, no idea what's going on with that. And the Batgirl movie is still being written by the lady who did Bumblebee. And she still wants the actress who played in Bumblebee to be Barbara Gordon, from what I hear. What's next? What other comments you guys got? Talk about new Batman game. I know nothing. I know nothing about the new Batman game right now. No word. Arkham Videos isn't talking about it. I'm not talking about it. No info was leaked. The only rumor that we have going on about that is expect some type of announcement in December if they decide to do it. But personally, I don't think they're going to do it at the, what is that thing called? Video Game Awards. I don't see that happening at all. They're going to be pushing the new Batman game and all the news in 2021, because that's when Matt Reeves' movie is going to come out. Or sorry, they're going to be pushing all the Batman stuff in 2020. 2020 is going to be the year of Batman again, even though 2019 already was. There's going to be so much Batman news that's going to drive you batty next year. Between all the information about Matt Reeves' trilogy and the Batman video game that's in development, all kinds of stuff. Which, you know, a lot of people got to be like, hey, that's not fair. Why is Batman getting a whole nother year again? It's like, you really want me to say it? Because he's Batman. There's a reason why Batman is the #1 most sold and most popular superhero in the world since, like, the past 80 years. He's Batman. Every year is almost Batman year. There's going to be so much stuff for me to talk about next year. It's not even going to be funny. Boom. It's crazy. And then we're going to be talking about Batman again, in a sense, in 2021 with the whole new, like, Luke Fox Batman and Matt Reeves Batman movie and new Batman animated series, probably. I don't know. I really don't think the Batman game is going to release in 2020, though. It could. But if I was a betting man, I would say 2021, you know? That would be like an easy marketing job. Well, Blackwing doesn't like Batman. That's because he's a Green Lantern guy. Either that or you're doing a Titans quote. You're doing a Titans quote, aren't you, Blackwing? I see what you did there. I see what you did there. That's a good man. All right, guys. A couple more questions for me. Joker stuff, really? Alright. I sure was. I know you were, Blackwing. I know you. I know you and your sly wittiness. I know what you were doing. Dang it. Alright, you know what? I'm getting rid of this guy, because he always interrupts my podcast. Hey! Hey, you! Hey! Ah, whatever. You'll blow up someday. You'll blow up someday. And that day will make me very happy. Anybody else have a fear of heights? Some vertigo? Whoa! Whoa! Hey, look at me. I'm recreating the Jason Todd falling scene. Ah! No, Dick, no! Ah! I love Connor and Titans. Connor and Titans is amazing. He's so cool. Yeah, Jared Leto Joker's done. It's over. I don't know. If he doesn't show up as a cameo in the Birds of Prey movie, then he's done. They'll get somebody else to play Joker. He's over. Ah, okay. All right, let's talk about this. Okay. Michael Keaton as a Batman in Infinite Crisis. What Earth is he from? Where do I think that Earth is from? I'm going to tell you guys. I'm pretty sure that the Michael Keaton Earth is the Huntress Earth. And I know what you're thinking. Huntress? You mean like Huntress from the Arrowverse? No. Huntress from the adequate Birds of Prey TV show from 2003. They never showed the way Bruce Wayne looked in that series. He was wearing a similar costume to the 89-90 Batman and Val Kilmer Batman. But I'm pretty sure that he is supposed to be the Batman from that world. Which makes me kind of sad because that... Wait, no, that doesn't work. No, that doesn't work. Hang on. Because Joker's dead in 89 Earth. That doesn't make sense. Because Joker is responsible... If you didn't watch the Birds of Prey show, Joker and Batman threw down and both disappeared. So... And I believe they threw down because Joker killed Catwoman, which was Huntress's mom. So... Huh. I don't know what they're going to do now. I mean, it could be that Keaton is supposed to be the Batman from maybe Batwoman's thing, but I don't think so. I mean, they're going to need to bring Batman in to save the ratings for that show, because that show is a ratings nightmare. I mean, it's they're already at cancellation numbers right now, under 1 million an episode, which is bad. Usually by the end of a season, that's when you're getting about 1 million views or less an episode. When you start out a season, you're supposed to average at least 3 to 4 million. That's how you know a show's a hit. Her first episode got 1.7 million, and her second episode got 900,000. I don't know what her third episode's going to get, but nobody cares. I mean, you could have the Michael Keaton Batman be from 90s Flash Earth, but that Earth was destroyed, so how did the newspaper get there? Yeah, John Doe, they had less than 2 million an episode, I know. I just told you how many views they had. 1.8 or 1.7 million for the pilot. Second episode had 980,000 views. I don't know what the third episode will have until I get the ratings numbers tomorrow. I mean, if you want to give Keaton his own Earth, I mean, you could have 89 Earth and then, like, maybe 92 Earth, and it's just like the heroes wind up there and boom, there's a picture. But, I mean, it would be cool to have it be 90s Earth, but 90s Earth 90 got blown up. Ooh! No, wait, nope, never mind, doesn't work. I was going to say Smallville Earth as Keaton Batman. Because Batman did show up in the Smallville world in the comics, but he didn't look like Michael Keaton. I don't know, guys. I think you've stumped me. Originally I was like, okay, I know where this Michael Keaton Batman is from. Now I don't know what Earth he's from. Earth 90 was blown up by the Monitor. I guess you could do Earth 92, and unless they're just retconning the whole Huntress thing, because Batman and the Joker disappeared fighting each other like 10 years before Huntress was even Huntress. It doesn't make sense. This hurts my head. It hurts my head. I've been stumped. No. I can't make sense of this. I can't do it. It hurts. Well, yeah, I mean, Earth 89, but Earth 90 died. Um, isn't Earth 90 supposed to be where the 80s stuff took place? Because we got Smallville Earth. What is Earth Smallville? What Earth is Smallville on now? Because Smallville's going to happen. Meh. Aren't all the CW shows doing bad in the ratings? Flash is still getting about 3 to 4 million views. Arrow is still doing well. Black Lightning is about 2.5 million. Batwoman is the lowest rated show of all time in all of CW history. Going back 20 years, it is the lowest rated show of all time in CW's history. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. And I told you it would happen because people are smart. They don't want to watch something that's terrible. And I told you guys that Warner Brothers and the CW were banking on outrage to get people to watch. And people were smart. For the first time ever, YouTubers and internet people were smart and they didn't watch it. And because they didn't spark outrage, there was no repeat of Captain Marvel. It's just being swept under the rug. Until they bring in Batman to save it. Which they're gonna have to now. I even heard that they rewrote the pilot episode to include that line in the journal that Batman would be back someday. Because originally he was going to be dead. Now he's missing. You know what that means. Come on, people, you're smart. Figure it out. Figure it out. It's not hard. It's marketing. You're not missing much. My little review of the show is basically a spot-by-spot analysis of what everything happened, except told in a comedic way. I give you guys all the plot points. The pilot is a... That's why I think they tried to, quote... I won that, by the way. Guys and gals, I won my Content ID match with the Batwoman CW woke people. They tried to silence my review by demonetizing it because they didn't like the mean things I said about their show. They tried to say that I used images from the show and that I used clips and meh. I didn't do anything. I just did a podcast and had a picture up. That was it. I won, though. The only problem is that video's dead. It's not going to get any more views. So if I make another Batwoman review, it'll probably happen again. Which might be in the back of my mind why I'm not making another one, because I really want to do things on the CW Crisis on Infinite Earth, because that's the only reason I'm watching the CW this year, is Crisis. So, I hurt their feelings. Wah, wah, wah. My feels. I haven't watched The Watchmen. I'm not a big Watchmen fan. Sorry. I'm a Batman fan. I'm not even... Everybody gets this, like, misconception. I'm a huge DC fanboy. No, I like Batman. I don't know much about DC. I only know stuff about DC when Batman's involved in it. When Batman's in the Justice League, I know about the Justice League. When Batman teams up with Superman, I get interested in Superman for a little bit until Batman leaves. And then it's kind of like, okay, well, back to Gotham. I don't really... I don't have anything against DC heroes. It's just I only really have an interest when the guest heroes come into the Bat books. And then it's like, oh, okay, but I don't migrate to the other DC heroes. They don't interest me. I'm a Batman person. I mean, look at this channel. Look at this channel for the past 10 years. What is it about? Anybody, just say it. Just say it. What is this channel about? Have I dived off into other DC stuff that isn't Batman? Really think about it. Really, 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 really think about it. Why is the reason I'm watching Titans? Because Dick Grayson is in it. Dick Grayson is part of the Batman universe. So if a Batman character's in a show, yeah, I'm going to watch it. That's how I roll. I did not see Man of Steel in theaters. I saw BVS in theaters 8 times. I saw Justice League twice. I still haven't seen it a third time. But even if Batman wasn't involved with the Titans, the fact that Dick Grayson was in the show, that guaranteed that I was going to watch it. Oh, wait. I know it's Captain Marvel. Goodbye, Garrett. Goodbye. All right, so let's do a couple more questions. And then that was great on the Keaton thing. You guys stumped me. Congratulations. That was a good job. That was very good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. I already talked about the Catwoman casting. You'll have to go back and listen to that again. We're winding down now. Let's do a couple more questions. We're winding down. It's almost at the 2-hour mark. We had a very successful, fun stream. Whoa, 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 what are you doing there? No, do not open that program. Thank you very much. That would be bad. That'd be very bad. Hey, what's up? Court of Owls Batman game. What do I think it's going to involve? The Court of Owls. Sorry, that was a snarky reply. I'm sorry. I don't know much info about it. If you would like to hear my thoughts in detail about... I went through a really cool idea of how the Court of Owls could work in a video game. On 3 separate occasions, just type Kwing Court of Owls on this channel, or Court of Owls in general, and you'll get all that fun stuff. Mostly today I was talking about DC 5G. Which is such a fun topic. Boom, baby! What do I want in the new Batman game? I want the Court of Owls. I want Robin. Like a Robin Year 1, Year 2 introduction. I want Batgirl in it. I don't want Joker. I want Joker locked away in Arkham or presumed dead, missing in action. I do kind of want it as a sequel to Arkham Origins, but I want it to retcon a lot of stuff about Arkham Origins. Namely, the placement in the timeline. If they're doing another Arkham, I would really prefer they do an all-new Batman franchise, personally. If they're not going to get companies involved like Rocksteady to make Batman games anymore, and WB Games Montreal or WB in-house is going to make the games from now on, I would prefer that they kind of did, you know, what Sony is doing, and they make their own universe. And they start from there and just keep going. Because Arkham, to me, Arkham has a beginning and an end. And sometimes you can do, like, you know, middle stories, but it doesn't... You can't play in that playground forever anymore. It's kind of... The playground is all messed up. And it would take a very talented writer to fix it. And I don't know if it could be done. I mean, I don't even know if Paul Dini knows what happened to Arkham or if he even cares, to be honest. I mean, he's touring conventions again. Maybe I'll run into him again, ask him. I don't know. I'd be curious to know what he thinks. But I personally, I would say good luck to whoever has the Batman franchise. Make something new and fresh, and yeah, that'd be awesome. And then keep going from there. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep the story going. We want more. We want more. We want more. Don't end it after 3 games. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's so much more to tell. And why can't other heroes get their own games? Such as heroes with rings, Blackwing, such as heroes that are space cops, who have green auras around them, who may or may not be Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart, those type of individuals getting games? Well, I will tell you something. I am all for that, my friend. But it's not going to happen anytime soon. I would love for it to happen, but DC is not going to do that. You know the next superhero game they're going to announce is Batman. You know it. You know it. They've been teasing it. It's happening. It's not a Superman game. It's not a Justice League game. Justice League failed. I've come to, you know, I know it failed. I'm at peace with myself. I know they messed things up. I know the Snyder Cut exists. I'm more interested in seeing that than any of the future DC movies at the moment, other than Aquaman 2. really like to see Aquaman 2, now that they're rushing that. But the only reason they're rushing it is because Jason Momoa has a really good idea for Aquaman 2, and Jason Momoa is a comic book nerd, so I really want to know what story he wants to add for his second movie. Because originally they were doing something about the trenches, and Jason Momoa wasn't going to be in it. And now they're doing something completely different based on an idea that Jason Momoa had. And I'm just like, what story is he going to do? And they start filming that movie next year. I mean, that's just crazy. So they're going to film Batman next year and Aquaman 2. It's like, what? I don't even know what Aquaman 2 is about. I'm very curious. I liked the first movie. It was fun. I don't know who I would cast as Tim Drake in Titans. It's too soon for Tim. I know you guys aren't going to like this, but I don't know if Tim's going to show up. And the reason why I'm saying that, you have to realize, they brought Connor into this. Jason is still alive. The Robin and Connor dynamic is going to be between Jason and Connor. That's what's happening. All that Young Justice 90s comic book like interaction between Tim and Connor, that's going to be between Jason and Connor. The romance between Rose and Tim Drake that kind of happened in Titan's Tower is going to be the romance between Jason and Rose. Sorry, there's not going to be a Tim Drake, probably. Tim Drake is kind of forgotten these days. I hate it too because Tim is my favorite Robin. But he's not making an appearance in anything that I know of. And he's probably being killed off in next year's Crisis because he's a duck now. He's not a Robin. Remember the rule of thumb that Dan Dido had? And remember this. If you take anything away from tonight's stream, remember these words. Dan Dido says that Robins are safe characters. It's very hard to kill a Robin. What is Tim Drake now? Quack! Quack! I'm telling you. I am telling you. R.I.P. Timmy. Next year. Gone for good. I'm just telling you guys how it is. You have to see. I know how Dido thinks. It's very important when he does these conventions to listen to what he says. Robins are safe. They're untouchable. Robins. Is Tim a Robin anymore? No. He's not Red Robin. He's a Drake. What is a Drake? It's a duck. There you go. Are we going to get a new lengthy superhero persona with Tim Drake? Quack, quack. I mean, I'm too tired to be angry. I blew a blood vessel in that Tim Drake video I recorded that I don't know if I can even post it now because I've calmed down so much. Like, I was screaming. I was tossing things around in the background. Like, I threw, what did I throw? I don't remember, because I had just filmed it when I got the news. So I literally chucked things halfway across the room because I knew they were going to kill him. Or someday they're going to kill him. I mean, whenever there's a crisis, the fact that they announced a crisis this year, my reaction was, ah! Because crises are bad for the Bat family. Everybody asks me, it's like, what kills Batman? What is the number one thing that kills Batman and his family? And the answer is a crisis. That is the way you kill Batman. All these YouTube videos, 10 ways you kill Batman. Crisis, 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 and crisis. Joel Schumacher. Yes, that he. Oh, that's good. Oh, I got tears coming out of my eyes. Oh, that's so good. Oh, gosh. All right. All right, that's good. So let's just recap real quick. Okay, so in 2020, Batman's going to be happy for a little bit in the comics. Him and Catwoman are going to get together, probably get married. Bat Family's going to be patched up. Nightwing and Batgirl are going to get together. Nightwing is going to be Nightwing again. His costume looks dope. Looks like Arkham costume with lots of gear and reinforcement and tech and crap. No cowl to prevent being shot in the head, but hey, at least he is wearing blue and black. Jason is off doing something. Tim Drake is running the Young Justice team, although not really, since Cassie is basically the leader of that. And Damian is leading the Titans. And then, you know, after everything is going great, thanks to James Tyon, who is the current writer of Batman, or will be next year, by the fall or the summer, a crisis is coming to DC Comics, which is going to create a DC 5G, which is the next alliteration or reboot of the DC Universe, where Luke Fox will be becoming Batman, Cassie will become Wonder Woman, and Jonathan Kent will be aged up to become Superman after Clark, Diana, and Bruce die in a crisis. Again. So that's it. That's your stream tonight. That's everything that happened. We talked about a bunch of other stuff, but that is the main thing. Luke Fox, if you don't know who that is and you're just joining the stream, Luke Fox is the son of Lucius Fox. And he currently has a persona called Batwing, which think Iron Man meets Batman. Batwing. Get it? Because it's... I mean, he could call himself Iron Bat, but Marvel would probably sue them. I don't know. DC, you monsters! Yeah. They're planning for this to go along for 2 years. Once this happens, or if they go broke doing it. And you can curse Dido because this is his baby. And Zoe Quinn. Zoe Quinn is also responsible for this. The woman who murdered somebody in real life. Oh yeah, before I forget, guys, do not read Zoe Quinn's upcoming Batman Superman run, because you do not want to support a murderer. I am not joking. I will not be talking about the new Batman Superman books, because Zoe Quinn will be working on them. I'm boycotting those books, because I am not supporting the actions of that woman. So, yeah. If you do buy those books, then you are supporting a murderer. Just putting it out there, just because that's the reality of the situation. Yup, she's doing Batman Superman books in 2020. Her actions led to the death of a man. Yes, they did. She committed manslaughter. Ergo, she is a murderer. You can call me a jerk all you want, but that's what Zoe Quinn is. She is a murderer, not a victim. Yeah, so that's the only time in my career I am not going to be reading or talking about the Batman Superman comics in 2020. But anyway, people, that is it. That was a fun stream. Sorry you guys had to wait over a week or 2 weeks for another video. I have been secretly trying to keep my channel afloat on the other place. But I had a lot of fun tonight. So we will reconvene talking about... I don't know. Oh! We have a Ghostbusters stream happening on this channel before Halloween. The full game, if you guys want to see what Ghostbusters the video game is like. Yeah, she's pretty creepy. I know. I'm aware. But that's how I roll. Like, if regardless of any person's gender, if they commit a crime or they're responsible for something horrible happening to somebody else and they take no responsibility for it, not only are they a crummy human being, but they also committed a crime and they should face the full extent of the law. Things that you do in this world has actions and consequences. And Twitter is not a safe place. It should not be considered a safe place for committing horrible atrocities. That's wrong. So our government needs to pass legislation to punish these people. Because it doesn't give you a free pass to do whatever you want. But I'm not going to go into that too much tonight. So You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will be back with the next Batman topic soon. If you want the Tim Drake rant video that no longer is relevant because I'm not angry anymore, let me know. I will post that hot sack of garbage with me screaming like a crazy person for 10 minutes. Just know that I'm not that angry right now. I'm over it, and we'll go from there. And if you want more Batwoman reviews, first of all, you people are mean and horrible to me, but I can consider it. All right, I'm gonna go do something else. I'm probably gonna go grind in an RPG or something. Oh, and I have to apologize to you guys. I am so sorry for using this channel the past 2 days as a live chat. They were not live streams, they were just chats, but I use this channel. This channel is not for that content, it's for this content, and that has been in the back of my mind. So, yeah. It's because somebody hacked the Let's Play channel because they don't like me or something. But anyway, I'm going now. Later, Gothamites. Enjoy the ending credits. The 400 of you, be safe this week. We will meet again on the weekend. And God bless you all. Later, Gothamites. I'm out. And smokescreen.